This exhibition is called Poetics, a Photomontage, and it has 3 artists, Mark Goodwin, Colette Beatty, and Avril Kirby. So the idea came to me because of the first artist I mentioned, Mark Goodwin, and he works for us. He helps deliver flyers for the school, and often if I had any correspondence with him, he'd always send me a photomontage at the end of the correspondence. So I started collecting them and thinking, oh, these are really good. And so often when you're curating an exhibition, it starts off with one artist, and then you think, okay, well, how can I have a show with other artists? So the mandate of the Cyberroom Gallery is really to have 3 or more artists, because we're very much interested in the conversation between artists. And also for my curatorial studies students, it's a really good experience for them to work with different kinds of art and figure out how to put it together. So I just was saving his work, thinking, okay, one day I'll find some other artist that will suit. And then I was on jury for exchanges actually a few years ago, and I wrote down Avril's name because I thought, oh, she could be part of this show because she's doing kind of photomontage. So then I just wrote that name down, and then one day I saw a photo montage that Colette posted on Facebook. I thought, yes, so that's the 3rd person. So that's how it came about. Now I noticed, like at the exhibition, just talking to people about the show, many people were saying, well, what is a photo montage? So I thought I'd just quickly talk about that, because sometimes people don't see the difference between, let's say, a collage or a photo montage. So photo montage specifically refers to artists who use photography in a way so it almost seems like it's seamless. So you look at the photograph or the photo montage for a second and you believe it. So if we look at Mark's photograph here, like for a moment, I mean, you see this woman in a beautiful dress, maybe a prom dress or a wedding dress. She's floating above this kind of army barracks situation, and like you have a moment where you think it could be possible. So it really sort of plays with that, the way our dreams are, where we have things that are disconnected but they work together. So that is basically what a photomontage is, and Mark is a good way to talk about it. And one of the qualities that sometimes happens with photomontage is that you mix images that don't belong, and it creates an element of absurdity or humor, which is, like, Mark's work really has that quite a bit, where it's just like subtle changes. So just talking about humor, and to go to this one here, and often we don't think about humor as part of art, but that's like photomontage has, really plays with it. And you don't know if it's humor or absurdity, but you have this moment, you're looking at the giraffe with these people in the bathing pool. But you can see what I mean about it being seamless, and that it takes you a moment to realize, oh, this isn't real. But with collage, you might just have things that are stuck on, and you can really see the separation. So then we're very delighted to have one of the artists here, Colette, and she's going to talk a little bit about her own work, and also Avril, the other artist in the exhibition. So,
I guess I'll talk about Avril's work first. We can go take a look if you like. Avril is from Salt Spring, I believe, yes, and she came across her great-great-great-grandfather's sketchbooks and was taken with them, and always loved them as a child. And then later on in her career got into photography. And so this series, it's called Conversations with Thomas, was a melding of her photography as well as the sketches of her great-great-great-grandfather. And it's all done digitally. It's sort of double exposure layering that creates these images. And yeah, they create such beautiful images. And I think there's 22 in the series that she did called Conversations with Thomas. My collage is all based, photomontage is based on my own photography. I love the idea of taking real concrete images and melding them together and rearranging them and creating something new. Like Wendy had said, it looks real on the surface, yet it doesn't when you look closer. You know, the idea that we all are bound by certain laws of physics and, you know, gravity and time and chronology, but when I do photo montage, it's like I can take that and make something different with it and sort of bend those rules a bit. So that's what I love doing. And it's not high tech like with a computer. It's pretty low tech. I take my photos, I make copies of them, I cut them up, I sit down, I rearrange them, and I glue them on and then come up with some work. And that's pretty much it.
I had one question, if questions are allowed. Well, I was curious about the original scale of your photographs.
Right.
Like, what size photographs are you using?
Well, I make different sizes because it's all done with photocopier. So I actually just take a USB stick and I go and I photocopy, and so I make. Sometimes I'll know if I'm going to be working small or big, and I'll just make various copies of the same photo of different sizes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because it's really interesting to look at the shift in scale, and you don't even think of, like, usually you associate photographs with more small scale,
Yeah.
but here you've shifted it
Yeah, I
up.
just blow up the picture on the when I photocopy it.
So I recommend everyone come and see the show. It's really interesting to see these close up and see where the photographs blend and separate. And the show is on until April 30th.